keeping you informed, prepared, and connected. You're watching 10 Tampa Bay.
Good morning. I'm Sarah Rosario. It's Friday. I'm in for Jameson Euler. You're watching 10 Tampa Bay Plus.
Thanks for waking up with us. I'm Caitlin Lockerbie. It is June 20th, summer solstice, so it's the longest day of the year. We've had some showers out there this morning in some areas, but we're kind of back and forth today, right? It's going to be steamy. It's summer in Florida. More rain.
More rain. I mean, what do you expect? It's the same forecast. We'll have sunshine, we'll have heat index around 100, we'll have some shower activity, and then we'll repeat for tomorrow. 10:41 p.m., first day of spring, longest day of the year, 13 hours, 54 minutes, and 54 seconds. And that's where the sun for us is highest in the sky here in the northern hemisphere. And again, we are looking at a hot day today, but we have been dealing with some shower activity. Look at your radar. We did have some thunderstorm activity off the Nature Coast early this morning. That did dry up. And you see, as of right now, much of the area looking pretty good. Some thunderstorm activity that moved its way through St. Petersburg, and now we're dealing with one there, as you can see, near Indian Rocks Beach, also moving its way down to the south. So this is kind of the same pattern we had yesterday. We'll see a few of these develop offshore and push their way onshore. Take a look at the Clearwater Beach from the Wyndham Grand, and you can see there the rain on the camera there. So dealing with that little thunderstorm there. The rest of the area, again, looking pretty good. Take a live look around. It looks beautiful. Aside from Clearwater, Sarasota getting some of that cloud cover. What we had crossing over the Skyway is moving down to the south. Tampa looks great. Plant City, Lakeland looks fantastic. Lots of blue sky. We have mid to upper 70s to some low 80s out there. Again, warm, humid, satellite radar, not too bad right now. But as we go throughout the day, again, we'll see some of those showers and storms pushing their way onshore, especially as we get closer to lunch. Scattered showers and storms throughout your afternoon, evening. It does look a little bit better for the weekend. More on that coming up. Back to you.
All right, we want some good news for the weekend. We need it. And you know what? We're getting some better news along the Sunshine Skyway Bridge. We had some rain coming down as this crash was just underway for drivers along the Sunshine Skyway Bridge. Now it appears that it may be in the process of clearing as traffic is still now reduced to one lane, but it does appear that the trucks are going to be moving along, even though road rangers are telling people move over as some of the workers are still out there. So heads up, we are seeing delays both in the north and southbound lanes of I-275, as that is just a slow going ride right now. But thankfully, the rain we had through that area, even this map right now is showing that the southbound lanes are closed, but we just saw with the cameras that they are in fact open. It's just slow moving. So give yourself extra time. Outside of that, we have some ongoing delays along some of our most traveled routes, including southbound I-75 after an earlier incident there, and westbound I-4 just through Plant City. Then you find some clearing and then another tight ride as you're approaching I-275. Bridges here through Tampa proper looking good.
This morning, the clock is ticking as President Trump contemplates whether or not to order U.S. strikes on Iran. Officials say right now he's holding out for a diplomatic solution. Multiple sources tell CBS News that President Trump thinks disabling Iran's most secure underground nuclear site is crucial to stopping Iran from producing nuclear weapons. Multiple sources also say the FBI stepped up monitoring possible Iran-backed operatives within the U.S. Today, Iran's foreign minister is set to meet with some of his European counterparts in Geneva. This is all focused on de-escalation right now. In the meantime, the U.S. and other nations are warning citizens should leave both countries as the conflict persists. And early this morning, a rescue flight carrying dozens of Americans landed at TPA.
Something we've been following all morning long. It's a high-stakes rescue mission as Americans escaped a war zone, all to return home safely. Our Nick Voturo has been there yesterday, and you were there this morning as well, Nick. So many families breathing a sigh of relief. You've talked to some of them as well, finally back here in the U.S. after getting out.
Yeah, what an unbelievable thing to endure, right? You think you're going on vacation, you're visiting family, all of a sudden conflict ensues and you're fighting for safety, trying to stay alive, trying to get back home. That's what so many families had to endure. Many of them telling us how exhausted they were, how relieved they are just to be back home. We talked to many of them. Some of them were on a trip. Some of them were out here visiting family. Others were studying abroad. Some of them. So there were so many different reasons people were out in Israel. And then all of a sudden that scramble started, right? Some had to duck down in bomb shelters. Some who were on their mission trip, they had to get on a cruise ship escorted by the Israeli Navy all the way to Cyprus, where they were able to board a plane and get back. Some even were out and went to Jordan to get their flights back home. We talked to 2 students, one who was here on a mission trip, the other who was out there just studying abroad. Her trip wrapped up, she was visiting family, and then all of a sudden that's when that chaos ensued and she had to try to get back home. So many families, so many stories. Governor DeSantis talked about how he's here for everyone and how it was his mission to not only get Floridians back home safely, but to get every single American that is overseas that needs help back home safely.
They were just thankful. Every one of them, genuine gratitude. I mean, it was not, this is not for the cameras. Like, these folks had a sense of relief. They were in a difficult predicament. And they were very, very thankful that the state of Florida had their back. They were thankful for people like Senator Collins. They were thankful for Graybull. And just that genuine appreciation was something, you can't fake that. I mean, that was real.
Yeah, you can't fake that. And, dozens were able to get back home on this trip. There were also dozens who came back yesterday. And just to see their faces, so many looked so relieved, but so exhausted. I think about being shuffled around since Tuesday, days and days, getting on boats, getting on planes, trying to get back home here to Florida. So many of them have so many interesting stories. Every one of them was just so extremely grateful. And like Governor DeSantis mentioned, Graybull Rescue is one of those groups, one of the nonprofits that helped out. Now, they say there's about 3,000 Americans overseas that they're going to be trying to help and get back here to safety. One of the things we know is they are going to be having flights coming in over here to TPA. We are not sure if there's going to be another flight today, but there will be more flights over the next several days of Americans getting back home. For right now, reporting live in Tampa, Nick Volturo, 10 Tampa Bay.
Yeah, thank you, Nick. Great job out there. The governor also telling us the airport there is closed, so they have to find alternate ways to get to those people. Right now, Tampa police investigating a murder after a man's body was discovered in East Tampa Thursday morning. Officers found that body near North 48th Street, that map on your screen there, at East 26th Avenue. Police declared the case a homicide last night. Officers not releasing much about who the person is or their age, but they do say that they had trauma to the upper body. If you know anything, you're asked to call Tampa police.
Time now 8:07, happening in just 30 minutes this morning. Under that, 4 more witnesses are expected to take the stand in the murder trial for Ronnie Walker. He's accused of killing 14-year-old Alexia Alexander, leaving her body in a vacant lot in Tampa in 2022.
That was not Alexia. It was Lexi. It was Lexi.
Emotional there. That was the mom of Alexia who took the stand on Thursday. Before, a key witness in this case, Robert Creed Jr., was the only person with Alexia and Walker the night that she was killed. He says Walker was driving around looking for her that night, and when she got in the car, he says that Walker asked if she was having sex with other people before shooting her.
I heard a gunshot. I looked in the bike seat. I seen her holding like her chest, telling me, "Don't say nothing. Don't tell nobody. Don't tell nobody. Or he'll gonna kill me too."
Right now, Creed is facing charges for accessory after the fact. The defense argues he, in fact, is the killer. Walker's attorneys picked apart Creed's testimony. He claims he never met Alexia before that night, despite phone records showing multiple conversations between the two. Creed claims someone else was using his phone. Well, the trial is expected to last 3 weeks. If convicted, Walker faces the death penalty.
Happening today in Pinellas County, an appeal hearing is planned for the man found guilty in an animal abuse case, grabbing headlines and lawmakers' attention. We're talking about Domingo Rodriguez. He's convicted of killing Dexter the dog just days after he adopted him, leaving his body in Fort DeSoto Park. Back in February, Rodriguez was found guilty of animal cruelty. The hearing is set for 3:30 this afternoon. Now, before the hearing, the group is protesting his appeal outside of the Pinellas County Jail. That starts at 2. Last month, Governor Ron DeSantis, you may remember, signed Dexter's Law. That creates a sentence multiplier for some animal cruelty cases.
Happening in just hours, we'll get an update on the state of farming here in Florida. The Agriculture Commissioner will share a State of the State address in Tampa. Wilton Simpson also plans to highlight issues including water and land conservation, food security, and the economic outlook, too. His update is planned for noon. This is happening inside the Cuban Club.
And in Tampa, just a couple hours, mayors and hundreds of cities across the country will reconvene to draft, create, vote on proposed resolutions during their annual conference of mayors kicked off yesterday. Today is day 2. As we mentioned, they have 4 days of conferencing to be had, which is held every year to bring representatives together to share ideas, solutions, and network. This year, a group of mayors will bring together concerns about economic challenges like tariffs, deep budget cuts to our nation's capital as well.
Federal financial support we have relied upon has become unpredictable. Processes and customs we have known are being rewritten.
The mayors are also forming a new intergovernmental task force to handle natural disaster response if the Trump administration dissolves FEMA. Now, you may remember our Tampa Mayor Jane Castor was selected to lead that effort. The U.S. Conference of Mayors takes place through the weekend. It's normally held at different locations around the country each year. This year it's held in Tampa.
Well, new for you this morning, out-of-state students at Florida's public universities, they could see tuition rise up to 10% this fall. The State University System's Board of Governors approved the rule Wednesday with another possible increase next year. This is the first tuition hike in more than a decade. Each university's Board of Trustees needs to approve the increase. Right now, Florida has the 3rd lowest tuition for out-of-state students, averaging just under $22,000. Officials say the move helps balance costs without taking spots from Florida students.
Getting you connected to what's happening in Tampa Bay this weekend.
Yeah, happy Friday. Our friends at That's So Tampa join us after the break with a weekend roundup of events.
I was involved in a very bad car accident. Called attorney Dan Newland, and it was like 1, 2, 3. Dan really got it done for me. At the end of my case, he got me $525,000.
As one of the largest personal injury law firms in the United States, my team and I remain committed more than ever to win big on your case. Involved in a car accident? Let's get started. Call me at 813-888-8000.
Thank you, Dan, for winning my case.
This Wellness Wednesday, Advent Health shares simple steps to protect your heart. Stay active, eat smart, maintain a healthy weight, and take medication if needed. Little choices today can prevent coronary artery disease tomorrow.
We know the heart. We've mapped it, modeled it. We've screened it, strengthened it, and saved it. Thank you. And we know there's an unstoppable human spirit at the center of it.
Jeopardy is for everybody.
That's amazing. Oh, yeah.
With players just like you.
Paramedic, a retired teacher, psychiatrist.
I'm a little bit competitive.
That's the spirit.
Watch their victories.
We have a giant killer.
And heartbreaks.
Oh, no.
The next super champion could be anyone.
It's almost like a superhero origin story.
It could be you.
Oh, wow.
It's all happening on Jeopardy!
Jeopardy weeknights at 7:30, right here on 10 Tampa Bay.
When the weather changes, you feel the impact. And you told us alerting you when the weather turns severe is the most important thing we can do. That's why 10 Tampa Bay is taking forecasting to the next level with Weather Impact Alert Days. So you'll know when to be alert, how the weather will impact your day, and how to keep your family safe.
Keeping you informed, prepared, and connected with Weather Impact Alert on 10 Tampa Bay and 10 Tampa Bay Plus.
With a fresh new look and over 60 years of keeping Floridians comfortable, Cool Today is the name to trust for fast same-day service. Cooling, plumbing, and electrical. Our friendly expert technicians take the hassle out of home repair today. And Cool Today is here for you tomorrow, too. That's why we're introducing a parts and labor warranty on select AC systems for a lifetime. For cooling, plumbing, or electrical service, get the best from today and for years to come. Cool Today.
All right, time now. 8:13, getting you connected with events happening today and this weekend in our Tampa Bay to Z. Kirby Wallace with That's So Tampa returns this morning with your weekend roundup to help you plan ahead here. Rock the Block going on over at Ray J, one of the first events.
Yes, it's the biggest Juneteenth celebration in the city. It's going to be great. There's live music, food. It's family friendly, so fun for all ages. and a really great way to come together with the community this weekend.
Live DJ out there. This is going to be a really fun event. Hopefully the weather will play ball for them out there because it is outdoors.
Yes, hopefully so. Hopefully so.
And that's so Tampa. You guys have such a handle on so many things. People are always going to your social media and say, oh my God, did you see this on That's So Tampa? So we're so glad to have you in studio and then just to share some of the events you guys are highlighting this weekend as well. We know the Race vs. Tigers happening, just one of the events, and then Merciful Project Adopt, that's happening as well, right?
Yeah, so Merciful Project is an amazing local rescue. So many great dogs and cats and all kinds of creatures, and they're having a dog adoption event this Saturday. If you do want to adopt same day, you have to apply ahead of time just so they can make sure you're the right fit for the right dog. But really great dogs, and they have a lot up for adoption.
Yeah, so many in our area. Know it's summer solstice. There's another one in Largo too that has adoptions planned right now if you want to find your soul mate.
Yeah, and it really can brighten up the mood too. So I feel like a doggy, it's going to be a lot of work, but, but it'll be definitely something that's awesome.
Okay, Tampa Summer Market as well. Tell us about that.
So that's happening at the Florida.
Fairgrounds?
Yeah, the Florida Fairgrounds.
Okay.
Yes, the Florida Fairgrounds.
Sounds like.
And
they have so many great events there.
It's a great event. It's a great way to shop from local vendors and be in the air conditioning, which is such a beautiful thing right now.
Right, exactly, as summer kicks off. And then this is, I think, my favorite one that you said, there's chicken yoga. I've heard of goat yoga.
Yes, so one in Ybor, right? So this is chicken yoga. It's with Misfits, which helps, it helps chickens that are injured or abandoned in Ybor. And this is at Hotel Haya. And the chickens are wearing diapers as you do yoga with them. So it's really only an Ybor experience.
They wear diapers?
Yes.
So there's no cleanup required.
Yes. So it's a gentle yoga flow.
And this looks like it's an air conditioning too.
Yes, another thing in AC.
Yeah, it's in their ballroom there at Hotel Haya. I was wondering, that is awesome. It's so Ybor.
I know.
Yeah.
I want to see. I wonder if the chickens get in on the fun. Do they do
I know.
Because the goats like to jump on people and kind of do their own little stretches.
I don't know what I would do if a chicken comes like up to you.
It's very Ybor for you this morning. Now that's So Tampa, how can people find you guys?
You can follow us on Instagram is how we're most known, but we also have Facebook, we have a website, and we also have an email newsletter that you can sign up for and get all these events sent directly to your inbox.
Perfect. Well, check them out there. Happy first day of summer.
Yes.
Especially it always feels like summer here in Florida,
Yes.
right? We don't get much of a reprieve. But thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Speaking of first day of summer, let's send you outside this morning. Meteorologist, well, outside in your AC, right? Meteorologist James Hopkins has a look at the day ahead. We were just talking about this game, Rays vs. Tigers. 7:05 is the first pitch.
How many times do you get 7 straight days of Rays? Now, the first 4 we were playing the Orioles. Now we're switching it over, playing the Tigers. Now, yesterday we did have a short delay due to the fact that we had, of course, a lot of rain across the area. We have that same potential today. So take those ponchos, check the radar before you head out the door to see what it looks like. And we're looking at, again, some scattered showers, a few thunderstorms around the area. Could see one over the stadium. So, again, just be wary of that. Now, it does look better for the next couple of days because Saturday and Sunday, both those games are at 12:10. We look to be relatively dry for those games. So, again, a small potential today for another delay. Your radar looks dry across our area with the exception of right along the coast. Dealing with, again, now another thunderstorm there around Clearwater Beach, the one that moved its way through St. Petersburg is now down. You see the bridge there looking better, the Sunshine Skyway, and now it's moving its way down Anna Maria Island, seeing that thunderstorm activity right now. If you look outside, it does look pretty good. Sarasota's starting to see those clouds building again. The rain's moving that way. You're 80, 79 St. Petersburg, 82 in Tampa. And again, most of us are looking good. Look at this, Clearwater Beach. It is coming down right now. And this is what we dealt with earlier on Gandy as well. So seeing some shower activity to start your day today. 81 feels like 85 out there. It's warm, muggy. And your rainfall that we've seen for yesterday, it did really add up. And 3 to 5 inches for most, widespread. A couple of isolated areas, 7 inches there for southeastern Hillsborough County. Manatee County, 7.5 inches. And that's to the east of Bradenton around St. Petersburg. Close to 5 inches of rain there as well. So we're going to still deal with that same potential of those heavy downpours. Again, satellite radar looking pretty good across the area, across the state actually looking relatively calm with the exception of that thunderstorm activity right up along our coast. And for the day today, it could be a lot like yesterday. We'll see the potential for a few of those showers offshore to push their way onshore as we go throughout your midday through your afternoon. Saturday and Sunday again looking better. We still have that same rain potential, just going to be later in the day. So getting a few more things done if you want to head out again, maybe check out the Rays game or just go to the beach. Now as we go into next week, we'll dry just a little bit more, not completely dry out, just take those rain chances down a little bit. So here's your morning shower activity, and then as we go midday, start to see a few more pushing their way onshore. They'll develop into thunderstorms as we go throughout your mid-afternoon through the evening commute. Heavy downpours still possible. Those move offshore. And then for the weekend, again, looking pretty good. Saturday, go through lunchtime, you're looking great. And coming late in the afternoon, evening, is where you're going to see the potential for those scattered storms across the area pushing their way offshore. For Sunday, looking at that same scenario, possibly starting up maybe 3-4 o'clock. So again, should still be able to get that Rays game in before we see those storms pushing their way across for your late afternoon, evening. And so things not too bad. Again, we're going to be hot. You see there, we got 90s, low to mid 90s through the weekend and through next week. And heat index is going to be again triple digits, 99 to 101 for the extended forecast today. At 91. Again, scattered showers and thunderstorms. Marine forecast. There's a light chop in the base. Seas about 1 foot. Winds out of the northwest about 5 to 10 knots. And tonight those storms will come to an end about 78. And tomorrow 92. Again, feeling 100, 102 with those late day storms. And that 70 forecast shows, again, still good chances for Sunday, but still late in the day. Storm chances do go down a little bit to start next week, but we'll keep the 90s, the mid 90s, feeling like 100 to 105.
Man, going to be a hot one, James, as we kick off summer. We're still keeping our eyes on I-275. Good morning to our drivers over the Sunshine Skyway Bridge. Sun finally shining now, and the rain we had earlier is gone. Crash delays still linger from this earlier incident here along 275. The road ranger on scene saying move over. A reminder, when you see a crash or anyone off to the side of the road, move over, slow down to 20 miles below the speed limit. So delays in north and southbound lanes across the Sunshine Skyway. An earlier closure now clear there. And we do have a crashes popping up as we're still dealing with some wet conditions along portions of the Nature Coast and around our area as well. No longer raining, but the roads may be slick. Southbound delays continue along I-75 as well for drivers headed into Manatee County. I-4 westbound at Branch Forbes Road as a crash there. But looking good here as we get a look out at this portion of I-4. As you're headed towards Tampa this morning, that's where you're going to see the most volume. Veterans Expressway travel is not causing any delays in and around Tampa International Airport. Bridges here looking great. Courtney Campbell, Howard Franklin, and Gandy Bridge.
Going with the flow. I'm Cristian Benavides with a new type of yoga helping seniors' bodies and minds.
Discover the magic of a beautifully organized home during our Shades of Summer promotional event. Transform your space with vibrant, uplifting colors designed to boost your mood year-round. And enjoy savings up to 20% on our favorite summer-inspired finishes. Whether it's your garage, home office, or bedroom, California Closets Tampa Bay will create a stylish, expertly organized space just for you. Get started today by visiting one of our conveniently located showrooms or booking your complimentary design consultation at CaliforniaClosetstampaBay.com.
Meet the little pill that kills more than 130 people in the United States every day. And for those 18 to 25 years old, you're its favorite target. So the question is, will you be one of the 130 or will you use only as directed? If you do find yourself taking more than prescribed, it's never too late to reach out. We're here to help you live your best life. If you or someone you know needs support, contact Cove Behavioral Health today at 813-384-4000 or visit covebh.org.
Here are the stars of our show.
I am your host, Ryan Seacrest.
The Wheel You Love is back.
Yes! Let's have some fun.
This season will truly be unlike any other.
This has never happened before on Wheel of Fortune.
With bigger trips.
Yeah, baby.
Bigger prizes.
I'd love to take you backstage to the iHeartRadio Music Festival.
And bigger surprises.
There it is.
What a great show!
Let's do it again tomorrow.
Wheel, weeknights at 7 on 10 Tampa Bay.
Weather impacts your life every day. I'm 10 Tampa Bay Chief Meteorologist Bobby Deskins. You can find out about any change in the weather with our 10 Tampa Bay Plus app. Just stream for the latest forecast, any weather impact alert, updated tropics forecast, and take a live look at the radar. Anytime you want, and it's free. It's just one more way we're helping you stay informed, prepared, and connected. Stream 10 Tampa Bay Plus.
Windows are created and installed with different levels of quality.
You need quality that can withstand the tropical climate. Our installers only install PGT custom windows and doors, so we are the go-to experts. Don't take my word for it. We have been named Best of Tampa Bay 3 years in a row, Reader's Choice in Sarasota 3 years in a row, and nationally recognized as Window and Door Dealer of the Year. Price is what you pay, but value is what you get. Give WeatherTight Windows a call today, and don't forget the cookies.
All right, tomorrow marks the International Day of Yoga. This morning, we were just talking about chicken yoga.
Yes.
So, a different kind. This morning, a new type of yoga could help seniors improve their physical and mental skills.
Yeah, we could all use some mindfulness
Yes.
of all ages. But Christian Benavides highlights how this new approach could be working.
But back into warrior.
This yoga class at the University of Miami is a test in both skill and memory. Frances Vega, who is in her 60s, was among the participants in a study looking at how a twist in traditional yoga
Breathing into pose.
could benefit older adults.
The program was an amazing program. Not only cognitive, but also my balance and my flexibility have improved greatly.
The new form of yoga is called Yoga Q. It relies on the participants' memory to perform poses.
It adds this cognitive component to yoga.
Brooke Fitzgerald is the yoga instructor. First, she teaches the class yoga poses, but instead of repeating the poses each time, she connects them to a cue.
We basically incorporate what are called flows, which are sequences of poses strung together, and then we'll add like a color name to it.
The participants then must recall the movement from memory. Dr. Joseph Signorelli at UM's Lab of Neuromuscular Research and Active Aging created the program with one of his PhD students.
They have to move their body in a series of individual poses, one after another, that matches the cue that they were just provided.
Think about what it's going to look like.
After just 6 months of yoga work, with classes 3 times a week, the study found a significant improvement in cognitive testing when compared to a control group.
The cognitive changes surprised us because the cognitive changes were so much better for the Yoga Pew program.
For those like Vega, whose mother had some dementia before she passed away at 97, these classes are more than just exercise.
I think everyone's seen improvement in the strength and in the cognitive skills.
It's a workout for both body and mind. Christian Benavides, CBS News, Miami.
Ahead on 10 Tampa Bay, plus 50 years for a legendary film that changed Hollywood forever.
Yeah, and beach going too, right? We're looking back at Jaws in your entertainment news this morning.
A 2-week timetable. I'm Jared Hill with the president's new deadline for deciding whether to take military action on Iran.
Windows are created and installed with different levels of quality. You need quality that can withstand the tropical climate. Our installers only install PGT custom windows and doors, so we are the go-to experts. Don't take my word for it. We have been named Best of Tampa Bay 3 years in a row, Reader's Choice in Sarasota 3 years in a row, and nationally recognized as Window and Door Dealer of the Year. Price is what you pay, but value is what you get. Give WeatherTight Windows a call today, and don't forget the cookies.
Jeopardy is for everybody.
That's amazing. Oh, yeah.
With players just like you.
Paramedic, a retired teacher, psychiatrist.
I'm a little bit competitive.
That's the spirit.
Watch their victories.
We have a giant killer.
And heartbreaks.
Oh, no.
The next super champion could be anyone.
It's almost like a superhero origin story.
It could be you.
Oh, wow.
It's all happening on Jeopardy!
Jeopardy weeknights at 7:30, right here on 10 Tampa Bay.
I was involved in a very bad car accident. Called attorney Dan Newland, and it was like 1, 2, 3. Dan really got it done for me. At the end of my case, he got me $525,000.
As one of the largest personal injury law firms in the United States, my team and I remain committed more than ever to win big on your case. Involved in a car accident? Let's get started. Call me at 813-888-8000.
Thank you, Dan, for winning my case.
When the weather changes, you feel the impact. And you told us alerting you when the weather turns severe is the most important thing we can do. That's why 10 Tampa Bay is taking forecasting to the next level with Weather Impact Alert Days. So you'll know when to be alert, how the weather will impact your day, and how to keep your family safe.
keeping you informed, prepared, and connected with Weather Impact Alert on 10 Tampa Bay and 10 Tampa Bay Plus.
And it's like a movie script. It's family rivalry, betrayal, and murder.
They cover America's most fascinating true crime stories.
One way or another, that's an execution.
Absolutely.
Every case.
Who would want to hurt him?
Every clue.
This is dynamite for an investigator.
Every mystery that keeps you guessing until the very end.
Does everyone's jaws drop?
Dateline, 5 times a week.
Watch weekdays at 4 on 10 Tampa Bay.
Welcome back to 10 Tampa Bay, taking a live look outside to start you off. We've had scattered storms out there this morning. About an hour ago, it was pouring over our studio. That's since moved out of the way.
Maybe another one
you
coming.
saw it. Oh, we do? Another shower
I
on
feel
the
like
way?
it's been a roller coaster this morning.
It kind of has. Right up along the coast, really.
Yeah.
First day of summer, it's kind of right on cue, right? The rainy
Exactly.
season's here. We've got a little mix of, well, like we say in Florida, if you don't like the weather, just wait a minute or two.
Yeah, and it's funny, with storms happening earlier in the day, today is going to be the coolest day of the extended forecast.
Oh, really?
And it's the first day of summer.
What's the coolest? Where
99 instead of 100.
99.
Oh, nice.
The,
Breeze, a nice
the
cool.
chilly temperature of 99 degrees.
Exactly. Better stay inside. Your radar showed again that most places are dry. We did see, of course, some thunderstorm activity up along the Nature Coast earlier. We saw that shower on Gandy move its way across to South Tampa, and then, of course, the Sunshine Skyway dealing with that thunderstorm, which has moved its way out. Now, again, we're dealing with another one as we are seeing that right up along Clearwater Beach is where you're seeing that. You're pushing its way Indian Rocks down towards Clearwater. So we're going to continue to see this pattern as we go throughout our morning hours. And there it is, overlooking Clearwater, not looking so clear. And don't have anybody out there enjoying a nice walk on the beach this morning because, of course, there was thunderstorm activity out. If it was just a shower, it'd be a different case. But with thunderstorms, you can't be outside hanging out. And your temperatures, again, it's warm and it's muggy. Take a live look around and everywhere else looks fantastic. So there's Clearwater, and look at the difference between Lakeland, Plant City. Sarasota seeing a few clouds just because there are some storms offshore. We'll see a few things pushing its way close to there, but Tampa and Armature Works all looking good this morning. Temperatures are in the mid to upper 70s for most, cooler in Crystal River at 73, but 82 for Tampa, Venice 82 as well, 81 Clearwater, Port Manatee, Sarasota both sitting at 80. So again, the big picture shows that we do have relatively quiet conditions, except for right along the coast right now. And today is going to be kind of a repeat of what we had yesterday. We'll see a few of those showers start to push their way inland, especially as you get closer to lunchtime. Scattered storms as we go throughout your afternoon, evening, some heavy downpours in there. And again, we got another game going on today. This one a little earlier. Last night was 7:35 with a small delay. This is 7:05 taking on the Tigers from Detroit. And we can see, again, potential delays with those storms as we go throughout your afternoon, evening. So be sure to check as we get a little bit closer to the game because those could be a little bit more hit or miss. But I do have better news for the weekend forecast. We'll talk about that coming up. Sarah?
All right, James, let's look at the roads. Here's what we're seeing across our Bay Area bridges. We've got some good drive times across all of our Bay Area bridges right now at this moment. We are looking at the drive-through portions of the Nature Coast where you guys were dealing with these wet conditions earlier. Now it appears that that's cleared out for you and we're looking good. Green is good for our drivers. But where we're seeing some wet conditions on our road weather hazards map include portions of South Tampa. So maybe take it easy as you're going to be dropping the kids off to camp or driving in and around the Air Force Base this morning. And looking at 275, if you're driving southbound, speeds moving at 65 miles an hour as you're headed down from Beers down to I-4. It's about a 14-minute ride at this moment.
Well, an overnight win for the White House. A federal appeals court ruling California's National Guard can stay under President Trump's control and on the streets of Los Angeles. On social media, President Trump calls the decision a big win, adding it's bigger than California. Writing, quote, if our cities and our people need protection, we are the ones to give it to them, should state and local police be unable. Today, Vice President J.D. Vance will be in California to tour an ICE facility. This comes as immigration raids across the country continue with a focus on sanctuary cities. Well, closer to home and happening later today, the Tallahassee Students for a Democratic Society holding a protest at FSU. The group says it doesn't want university leadership to sign an agreement with Immigration and Customs Enforcement, allowing university police to help ICE with some cases. The student-led group also wants the administration to protect immigration students and host a town hall for students to address their concerns about ICE with university leaders.
You're essentially living on pins and needles for the sirens to go off, and then you have 90 seconds to 2 minutes to basically take, in our case, our 6-month-old baby, just run to the bomb shelter.
Earlier this morning, a rescue flight carrying dozens of Americans escaping a war zone. You're hearing from one of them right now. That flight landing in TPA this morning. This is video of that plane landing right now. The U.S. and other nations are warning their citizens to leave Israel and Iran as conflict persists. This morning, the clock is ticking as President Donald Trump contemplates whether or not to order the U.S. strikes on Iran. Officials say he's holding out for a diplomatic solution. Today, European foreign ministers are set to host Iran's top diplomat in Switzerland in hopes of de-escalating that situation. CBS News' Jared Hill has more.
In a last-ditch effort for diplomacy, President Donald Trump has set a deadline for a decision on whether to strike Iran.
I will make my decision whether or not to go within the next 2 weeks. That's a quote directly from the president.
Multiple sources tell CBS News that President Trump thinks disabling Iran's most secure underground nuclear site, Fordow, is crucial to stopping Iran from producing nuclear weapons.
It is a fact, and the United States government maintains this fact, that Iran has never been closer to obtaining a nuclear weapon.
Multiple sources also say the FBI has stepped up monitoring of possible Iran-backed operatives within the U.S. The FBI and the White House have not commented directly. Israel's strikes on Iranian nuclear and military sites now stretches into a second week. The death toll on both sides rising as Iran retaliates.
They're targeting civilians because they're a criminal regime. They're the arch terrorists of the world.
Yesterday, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said regime change in Iran isn't the goal of the operations, but added that it could happen as a result. With an eye towards de-escalation, today Iran's foreign minister is set to meet with some of his European counterparts in Geneva. In the meantime, the U.S. and other nations are warning their citizens to leave both countries as the conflict persists. Jared Hill, CBS News.
The United Kingdom's foreign minister met with Secretary of State Marco Rubio and U.S. Middle East envoy Steve Witkoff yesterday. The UK foreign minister released a statement saying now is the time to put a stop to the grave scenes in the Middle East and prevent a regional escalation that would benefit no one.
Well, 8 days after a 9-year-old girl was attacked by a shark, she's sharing her story for the first time. Leah Lendell was flown to TGH after a shark nearly tore off her hand. This happened while she was snorkeling off the coast of Boca Grande.
I didn't see anything. I was just snorkeling, then I went up to breathe, and then something hard bit me, and then it tried to take me away. Then I pick up my hand and it's all in blood. Then I started screaming with my mom.
I saw like the fling of the arm, and it was like almost completely gone, in that second, and there was so much blood in the water right next to me.
Witnesses believe it was a 7 to 8 foot long bull shark. Construction workers rushed to help, wrapping Leah's hand in a towel to stop the bleeding. Doctors say those quick efforts likely helped in Leah's recovery.
The tourniquet, obviously, how just critical that is. It's really critical out in the field to kind of help us through those moments. We can't do anything if we lose that time in the field.
Doctors say they spent hours in surgery, eventually got blood flowing back to her hand and fingers, and this morning she still has a long road to recovery, but tells us she is looking forward to playing with her siblings again. We're wishing her a speedy recovery.
Yeah, such a sweet little face. All right, we expect an update today about Rays pitcher Hunter Biggie after he spent the night in the local hospital. He was hit by a foul ball, and Biggie was carted off of Steinbrenner Field. Rays manager Kevin Cash says Biggie never lost consciousness. He was coherent. The 27-year-old, you see the reactions from the teammates, upset there, but he lifts up his thumb. He says, "I'm okay, guys. We're going to do this." He was leaning against the railing when he was hit. The Rays did lose 4-1. They do play the Tigers again tonight. Go Rays.
All right, time now 8:38. AAA says a record-breaking 72 million Americans are expected to travel for the 4th of July holiday.
Yeah, are you going to be one of them? How the travel surge impacts us right here in Tampa Bay.
With a fresh new look and over 60 years of keeping Floridians comfortable, Cool Today is the name to trust for fast same-day service. Cooling, plumbing, and electrical. Our friendly expert technicians take the hassle out of home repair today. And Cool Today is here for you tomorrow, too. That's why we're introducing a parts and labor warranty on select AC systems for a lifetime. For cooling, plumbing, or electrical service, get the best from today and for years to come. Cool Today.
This Wellness Wednesday, Advent Health shares simple steps to protect your heart. Stay active, eat smart, maintain a healthy weight, and take medication if needed. Little choices today can prevent coronary artery disease tomorrow.
We know the heart. We've mapped it, modeled it. We've screened it, strengthened it, and saved it. Thank you. And we know there's an unstoppable human spirit at the center of it.
Weather impacts your life every day. I'm 10 Tampa Bay Chief Meteorologist Bobby Deskins. You can find out about any change in the weather with our 10 Tampa Bay Plus app. Just stream for the latest forecast, any weather impact alert, updated tropics forecast, and take a live look at the radar. Anytime you want, and it's free. It's just one more way we're helping you stay informed, prepared, and connected. Stream 10 Tampa Bay Plus.
Jeopardy is for everybody.
That's amazing. Oh, yeah.
With players just like you.
Paramedic, a retired teacher, psychiatrist.
I'm a little bit competitive.
That's the spirit.
Watch their victories.
We have a giant killer.
And heartbreaks.
Oh, no.
The next super champion could be anyone.
It's almost like a superhero origin story.
It could be you.
Oh, wow.
It's all happening on Jeopardy!
Jeopardy weeknights at 7:30, right here on 10 Tampa Bay.
I was involved in a very bad car accident. Called attorney Dan Newland, and it was like 1, 2, 3. Dan really got it done for me. At the end of my case, he got me $525,000.
As one of the largest personal injury law firms in the United States, my team and I remain committed more than ever to win big on your case. Involved in a car accident? Let's get started. Call me at 813-888-8000.
Thank you, Dan, for winning my case.
New for you this morning, AAA is expecting more than 72 million Americans to travel for the 4th of July holiday. That includes more than 4.5 million Floridians between June 28th and July 6th. Most people traveling plan to hit the road. More than 61 million people expect heavier than normal traffic starting on Wednesday, July 2nd through Saturday, July 6th, mainly during the afternoons if you have to drive. AAA says mornings, they are better. And right now, all of the extra travel is having an impact at the pump as well. Expect those prices to be up a bit. The Auto Club says the average here in Florida is $3.15, 40 cents cheaper though than this time last year, but they say the prices could climb. The most popular destinations this year domestically are Orlando, right down the road, Seattle and New York City, Vancouver, Canada, Rome, and Paris are the international options.
Does it count if I travel to the beach? Does that count?
Depending upon how long you're driving.
Well, it depends on traffic. Radar looking good right now for most of us as we're dealing with some dry conditions. As you can see, all the way from the Nature Coast inland down to the south, but it's along the coast where we're seeing a little bit of activity. Saw some earlier this morning, seeing some lightning strikes. You see around Pinellas Park. You see where we are there at Gandy had a shower earlier. Now this is pushing its way onshore. We have more down to the south, Anna Maria Island, and just offshore there near Bradenton, moving its way down towards Sarasota. So if you look outside, Sarasota looks pretty good. Again, that shower and thunderstorm activity is offshore. St. Petersburg, Tampa, all looking pretty good, but seeing a few of those dark clouds overhead. 82 in Tampa, 80 for St. Petersburg and for Sarasota as well. Look at Clearwater Beach, start to really see things starting to break up. You're starting to see a little bit of blue sky out there, but as you can still see, we have that heavy downpour moving its way across the beach this morning, and we'll see a few more of those. They'll start to push their way inland, though, as we get closer to midday. 81 feels like 85. We're warm, we're muggy, and your satellite radar in motion shows that all the activity you've had, again, really pretty much around Pinellas County this morning. That's pretty much been it, aside from the Nature Coast early this morning. Had a big line of storms, only saw it push its way into Citrus County. The rest of it dried up. And you see across the state, again, relatively calm except for right off of our coast. Expected rainfall for the day today, really the expected pattern is going to be the same as yesterday. We're seeing a little bit offshore this morning. It'll push its way in on lunchtime and throughout your afternoon. So we've got some pretty good coverage for today. Some good coverage again through the weekend. just later in the day, and then coverage starts to break up. We're not going to dry out or anything like that. We're just not going to see as many of those widespread heavy downpours like yesterday and possibly today. There's your early morning showers. Again, we'll see a few of those pushing their way in, developing into thunderstorms mid-afternoon through the evening commute, and they'll push their way back across as we go throughout late evening, dry up overnight. Saturday looks like we could be dry through mid-afternoon, and then we'll start to see a few storms coming across, pushing offshore kind of late in the day. Same scenario Sunday, just might not hold off as late, might be about 3-4 o'clock before we start to see a few storms. Again, here we're approaching 5 o'clock, scatter storms across the area that go through the evening and again push their way offshore. So back to that typical pattern for the weekend where they're later in the day. That's why today looks to be one of the cooler days, 88 to 90, 91 today. And then we're back up 92, 93 for the extended forecast. Also, same thing with that heat index, 99 to 101. So it's still, even though the actual temperature down a little bit today, still going to feel hot. 91 today with some scattered storms, light chop in the bay, seas about a foot. The storms will come to an end throughout our overnight tonight. We'll drop down to only 78. And then again for tomorrow, some late day storms, 92. We heat up even more for your Sunday, 94. We'll hold that into next week with again some afternoon, evening storm chances.
Thank you, James. Looking at traffic right now, I-275 at I-4. We do have some volume impacting traffic along those westbound lanes there of I-4. Also looking at our Bay Area bridges, you can see traffic's moving along just fine here. We have a road weather hazards map showing we've got some slick conditions along the roadways just south of the Gandy Bridge for drivers along Del Mabry Highway, South Tampa. Heads up for my friends driving through that area. Also, just outside of Hernando County, looks like we've got some slick conditions along those roadways as well. Drive time still in the green. Look at this. Sun shining at least through this portion of Tampa Bay along I-4 as you're going to be getting out and about, driving past that Plant City area. We're looking a lot better than what we were earlier.
All right, Jaws was released on this day back in 1975. The classic blockbuster became an iconic part of film history thanks to its famous score and that infamous shark.
Yes, and today's Hollywood Minute. Douglas Hyde takes a look at the many ways its 50th anniversary is being celebrated.
You yell shark, we've got a panic on our hands on the 4th of July.
After 50 years, you probably thought it was safe to go back in the water again. Well, Jaws is back and celebrating its golden anniversary. Director Steven Spielberg has recorded a new introduction for the 1975 classic, which is now streaming along with its sequels exclusively on Peacock. A special 50th anniversary edition is also now out on 4K Ultra HD, Blu-ray, and digital.
The Academy Museum of Motion Pictures, the world's largest museum dedicated to movie making, is thrilled to announce Jaws, the exhibition.
LA's Academy Museum of Motion Pictures is launching the largest exhibit ever dedicated to Jaws in September.
There are over 200 objects that will be on view in this exhibition, and we've been working in close partnership, of course, with Steven Spielberg, so we can tell behind-the-scenes stories in a way that the public has never experienced before.
We were on the real ocean, and we were way out of our element for 5 months, and we all began going off the deep end, literally.
Jaws was, as they say in Hollywood, a difficult shoot, especially for Spielberg. Documentary filmmaker Laurent Bouzereau delves into that in Jaws at 50, The Definitive Inside Story, which premieres on Nat Geo, Disney Plus, and Hulu next month.
The toll that it took on him and what it did to him, the good and the bad, was the thing that was really a revelation for me.
You're going to need a bigger boat.
In Hollywood, I'm Douglas Hyde.
Oh, man, and many people have been staying on the beach ever since, right? You're never going to catch me swimming on the shoreline at dinner time for the sharks.
No, I don't, no. But I do like seeing all that behind the scenes stuff. That is pretty cool.
It was an animatronic shark, okay? So but there are others out there.
His name was
Bruce, the animatronic shark, thanks to Kendra. After Spielberg's lawyer from our producer there this morning, there's your factoid.
With the knowledge.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Jeff,
our director. Usually your phone a friend as well.
Yeah, he does all the things. Thanks,
all right, a live look outside. It is finally Friday, and we got a final check of the roads coming up here. A little sprinkles over Clearwater Beach this morning, but the coastline's still looking pretty. We've got your forecast and your news coming up next.
I was involved in a very bad car accident. Called attorney Dan Newland, and it was like 1, 2, 3. Dan really got it done for me. At the end of my case, he got me $525,000.
As one of the largest personal injury law firms in the United States, my team and I remain committed more than ever to win big on your case. Involved in a car accident? Let's get started. Call me at 813-888-8000.
Thank you, Dan, for winning my case.
This Wellness Wednesday, Advent Health shares simple steps to protect your heart. Stay active, eat smart, maintain a healthy weight, and take medication if needed. Little choices today can prevent coronary artery disease tomorrow.
We know the heart. We've mapped it, modeled it. We've screened it, strengthened it, and saved it. Thank you. And we know there's an unstoppable human spirit at the center of it.
Jeopardy is for everybody.
That's amazing. Oh, yeah.
With players just like you.
Paramedic, retired teacher, psychiatrist.
I'm a little bit competitive.
That's the spirit.
Watch their victories.
We have a giant killer.
And heartbreaks.
Oh, no.
The next super champion could be anyone.
It's almost like a superhero origin story.
It could be you.
Oh, wow.
It's all happening on Jeopardy!
Jeopardy weeknights at 7:30, right here on 10 Tampa Bay.
When the weather changes, you feel the impact. And you told us alerting you when the weather turns severe is the most important thing we can do. That's why 10 Tampa Bay is taking forecasting to the next level with Weather Impact Alert Days. So you'll know when to be alert, how the weather will impact your day, and how to keep your family safe.
Keeping you informed, prepared, and connected with Weather Impact Alert on 10 Tampa Bay and 10 Tampa Bay Plus.
With a fresh new look and over 60 years of keeping Floridians comfortable, Cool Today is the name to trust for fast same-day service. Cooling, plumbing, and electrical. Our friendly expert technicians take the hassle out of home repair today. And Cool Today is here for you tomorrow, too. That's why we're introducing a parts and labor warranty on select AC systems for a lifetime. For cooling, plumbing, or electrical service, get the best from today and for years to come. Cool Today.
All right, time now, 8:51. Take a look outside. Beautiful rainbow over Clearwater Beach. As showers are coming down, not stopping people from getting out there on the coastline, though. Let's get you up to speed and out the door with today's top stories.
But first, a check on the morning forecast with meteorologist James Hopkins. Hey, James.
Yeah, had some thunderstorms out there earlier. Looks like they waited till the lightning passed before going out and taking a walk on the beach. But yeah, seeing a few showers out there. Actually, most of us are dry. And of course, all of us a little muggy to start our day today, but not looking too bad. Take a look at your radar, and that's what you see across much of the area, looking pretty good with a few of those storms just kind of hugging the coast there. You see Indian Rocks all the way down through Clearwater, and it's going to push through Pinellas Park as well, so you got to deal with that. So if you're going out later this evening, Rays versus Tigers, 7:05, same scenario as last night. We're looking at the potential for maybe seeing a few showers, a few storms, could see a few delays there, but the weekend's looking better. Still the same chance of rain, but both days, both Saturday and Sunday, the rain should hold off till later in the afternoon.
Okay, let's look at traffic. I-4 is what we're looking at right now. If you're going to be driving along portions of the roadway, we are checking out the drive here, and it's looking nice in both directions as you're getting by. And here we're seeing the bridges not giving us any trouble, and that's good news. Along the Veterans Expressway, though, I am seeing what appears to be some southbound slowdowns not far from Howard Franklin Bridge in that area. So give yourself time there. No major delays for our drivers through the Nature Coast or anywhere else.
Well, a flight of American evacuees home this morning, landing just after 4:30 at TPA.
The 777 jumbo jet arrived from Cyprus with 160 evacuees out of Israel. Governor Ron DeSantis and Grable Rescue and the emergency management team here in Florida helping with the rescue flight there of around 1,100 people, and they're still waiting to be rescued. As for the ongoing conflict, the White House says President Trump gave himself a 2-week deadline to decide whether to order strikes on Iran. Iran's top diplomat is in Switzerland this morning trying to de-escalate the situation.
This morning, we expect an update about Rays pitcher Hunter Biggie. Spent the night in the hospital after he was hit by a foul ball. Biggie was carted out of Steinbrenner last night during the Rays-Orioles game. Rays manager Kevin Cash says Biggie never lost consciousness In fact, he gave the crowd the thumbs up as he was on the stretcher out there. The 27-year-old reliever was already on the injured list, too. He was leaning against the railing when he was hit. The Rays lost last night, 4-1. They play the Tigers tonight in Tampa. First pitch is at 7:05.
Happening in just hours, we do expect to get an update from the state of farming in Florida. The agriculture commissioner will share the State of the State's address in Tampa. Wilton Simpson also plans to highlight issues including water and land conservation, food security, and the economic outlook. His update is planned for noon today with the Tampa Tiger Bay Club. Today's address is happening inside the Cuban Club.
Well, today is the summer solstice, and a local group wants to help you find your soulmate. SPCA Tampa Bay is hosting a summer solstice adoption event. Those fees are waived today for more than 30 animals. The shelter says there are currently 40 dogs, 45 cats, 20 small animals up for adoption. They like to call them pocket pets. Aww. The adoption event runs from 1 to 6 today at the shelter on 130th Avenue North in Largo.
Yeah, maybe we should pick up a little animal and then bring it as a station pet.
That's a good idea.
Station mascot?
Is a pocket pet like an armadillo?
Oh, I don't know. I think an armadillo is a little bigger. We had the armadillo on the show yesterday. If you missed anything during 10 Tampa Bay this morning, we always have you covered.
Stay with us. We're streaming right here on 10 Tampa Bay Plus all day.